Keep this short. So as mentioned, I'm Ollie Bora. I lead strategy and product marketing for Adobe Audience Manager. And as many of you know, Adobe, through its Experience Cloud set of solutions, has a mission. And its mission has been to help organizations deliver impactful and delightful experiences to their customers and consumers. And one of the reasons why this has become so critical over the last couple of years has been the way that, just the way that all of us, right, have kind of proliferated in the way that we consume content and advertising, right, the way that we do it through devices, the various channels that we go through. And part of the story and the way that organizations are trying to take advantage of this is really leveraging the data management platform as a central hub to understand their audience and deliver these delightful experiences. And today, what we thought, instead of us kind of come up here and talking about how great Adobe and such technologies are, we really wanted to be able to tell this story through a customer's lens. And so today, I'm excited to have Denise here, who's going to go over kind of the way her organization has really gone through this digital transformation and used technology, including Adobe's, to deliver on that experience. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Denise Kalala, who's the SVP of Advanced Advertising and Strategy for NBC Universal.
Thanks so much. Hi, I know I'm between you and coffee, and it's Monday morning, so I'm going to use my New Jersey heritage and my previous experience as an auctioneer. Just kidding. So, does anybody remember when TV looked like this? Maybe not. Okay. All right. So there's a few. I don't, but I do remember those curtains. I'm pretty sure my mother had them. And I remembered sitting that close to the television because the clicker, as we called it, had a wire that only stretched that far. So when I look back, I think it was a much simpler time, right, for TV companies. You had content and you put it out in one place, you know where it went. But as we know, TV is getting much more complex. And the customer journey has more touch points than ever. So we need to not only think about that TV, all the channels, all the different ways that content is delivered into the TVs, but also tablets and mobile devices and whatever's coming next, a watch or something else. So in order to do that, we really need to think about all of the different ways that consumers are ingesting our content. How are they watching our shows? How are they experiencing our sports broadcasts or our news? We know that consumers on average see about 86 mobile apps or sites per month, right? We also know that they visit 55 sites per month on their PCs. They're still watching, besides everyone saying TV is dead, which we know is not true, they're still watching over 20 channels per month on TV, and then of course there's radio, print, and out of home. That's a lot of complexity in understanding who your consumers are and what kind of relationship you have with them as a broadcaster. I'm pointing to you. There we go. So who watches This Is Us in the room? Who cries when they watch This Is Us? If you put your hand down, you don't have a heart. So This Is Us has obviously been a terrific breakout show for us, but as you can see here, 91% are still watching this on a TV screen. Why is this interesting? Because everybody keeps wondering what's happening to TV as there's so many different ways to get access to content. But while 91% is still watched on a TV screen, you can see here 50% of it comes through a nonlinear platform, right? So again, we're experiencing a lot of complexity on how do we get our content out to our consumers. And I'm in the ad sales division, so then when we think about our advertisements, those advertisements can end on one of over 750 different endpoints when you think of all the different connections to the platforms, to the different kinds of smart TVs, to the cable boxes, and all the digital connections. So we really have to have technology that supports us to follow those consumers through all of those different experiences. The reason why, when you think about NBC Universal, you're probably thinking about us in a pool of competitors like CBS, ABC, and Fox. But in reality, we have a whole new set of competitors. Without our digital partnerships, we are the #6 largest digital publisher. But when you think of over the $1 billion that we have invested over the past couple of years in companies like Vox, BuzzFeed, and Snap, when you include our digital partnerships where they're carrying our content, we're actually the #2 digital publisher. What that means is that consumers expect a different experience coming from us than they do from a traditional broadcaster. So in order to do that, we need to really get tight on who our consumers are. How are they ingesting our content? What kind of ads interest them based on their demographics, based on their behavior? And then really understand, what is their media behavior, right? Because if you look at these charts, it shows you that it varies significantly between Gen Z all the way down to boomers. Okay. So to do that, we partner with Adobe. Adobe is really important to us because NBC Universal is more than a TV company. We're part of Comcast, as you can see here, and Comcast is the largest cable provider here in the United States, right? So we have 23 million cable boxes across the country. We also have our television business, which I'm sure many of you are very familiar with. We have our Universal Studios movie business, and we have our Universal Parks and Resorts business with tens of millions of people traveling through every year. So in order for us to give our consumers that type of tailored experience that we just talked about to compete with our digital competitions, we need to understand what's happening across all of these incredibly large businesses and what kind of experiences are really moving the heart of our consumers. So just the TV business alone, obviously you can see here, we have 5 significant verticals, everything from entertainment, lifestyle, news, sports, and Hispanic. So when you layer on top of that the cable business, the parks, and the studios, there's really a lot to understand and digest. So we take all that information and we make it available to the advertisers to be able to target in a smarter way across linear television, where we optimize their media plans, their addressable VOD, where we're putting targeted advertisements into the cable boxes, and then of course in digital video and display, where Adobe is our primary partner. So the way that that works is, obviously we have our first-party data there in the center. We have all of the third-party data, which I'm sure many, if not all of you, are using some subset of this. And then, of course, we have first-party data that's coming from our clients. So for linear plans in particular, 70 to 80% of clients are bringing their own CRM data. So as more and more partners and advertisers and agencies are starting to invest in their own data asset, being able to bring your own data is very, very important, and it's important to have a partner that can allow you to share segments seamlessly. Just to give you 2 case studies that's working for us, I'm sure many of you, especially if you have children, are familiar with the Despicable Me franchise. By using the Adobe segmentation and targeting, we were able to drive a 4 times higher purchase conversion rate for movie tickets over a standard run-of-network display campaign. Same thing with Fate of the Furious. We were able to drive a 30% higher purchase conversion, and more importantly, a 2 times higher Fandango VIP membership conversion. And obviously having VIP membership creates more lifetime value, so this was an incredible stat for us. So while these results are amazing, they're really just becoming table stakes, being able to target people across their digital experience with our company. If you read the Wall Street Journal article last week on our Trolls franchise, which came to us through our DreamWorks acquisition, we really need to understand our consumers. We need to understand their experiences, and digital just isn't enough anymore, right? So when you think about the Trolls, we need to understand, did they see the movie? As we potentially roll out theme park attractions, did they visit the theme park? Did they ride the attraction? There's now a Netflix series that we've worked on. So are they watching this OTT series on Trolls? And then finally, where are they interacting with our Trolls on TV? For example, was there a segment on the Today Show? So digital targeting and segmentation, while it's great, it's becoming table stakes. And for us, it's really important to have a partner like Adobe who can help us follow this amazing consumer trail through all of these digital and linear and physical touch points, so that we can give our consumers the tailored and the targeted experiences that they've come to expect for the new digital world. Thank you so much.
Wow, that was amazing. I mean, right on 10 minutes. You were an auctioneer in the